Under federal labeling law, a product can legally call itself a juice drink while containing as little as 5 to 10% actual juice, with the rest made up of water and added sugar. Several bottles sitting in your grocery cart right now fall into that category. Here are the 10 you should stop buying immediately. That rule comes directly from FDA, Labeling Regulation 21 CFR 102.33, which separates real juice from juice drinks and juice cocktails. Only a product labeled 100% juice is required to contain nothing but juice with no added sugar. We pulled 10 of the most common offenders sitting in stores right now, including documented lawsuits, and then we are giving you 4 brands that meet the real standard every time. Brand 10 to skip. Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid does not pretend very hard to be juice, but it still sits in the beverage aisle and gets grabbed by parents who are not reading labels closely. The product is a powdered or liquid drink mix built from water, sugar, citric acid, and artificial flavoring with no juice content at all. Under FDA category rules, this places Kool-Aid in the flavored drink category rather than anywhere near the juice classification, despite fruit names and imagery dominating the packaging. The bright branding and the word punch create an impression of fruit content the product does not deliver, and many shoppers default to it as a fruit option for kids without ever checking what is inside. Brand 9 to skip. Tampico. Tampico built a loyal following through bold colors and a budget-friendly price point, occupying real estate in the juice aisle at most major grocery chains. Under FDA labeling rules, Tampico is classified as a juice drink rather than a juice, meaning federal law does not require a majority juice percentage, only that it disclose its actual juice content on the label. The flagship citrus punch formula lists water and high fructose corn syrup ahead of any juice concentrate on the ingredient panel, a meaningfully different and less nutritionally dense product than what most shoppers picture when they see a wall of fruit on the label. Brand 8 to skip. Hi-C. Hi-C has been marketed toward kids for decades, frequently appearing in school lunch programs and juice box multi-packs. Despite the fruity branding, Hi-C is officially classified by the FDA as a fruit drink rather than a juice, a category that requires no minimum juice percentage, and the ingredient list confirms it, with water and high fructose corn syrup listed ahead of any actual fruit juice concentrate. The product has used fruit imagery and flavor names since 1946, and generations of parents have assumed this much fruit branding must mean meaningful fruit content. The FDA category technically allows this, but allowing it and actually delivering nutritional value are two very different things. Brand 7 to skip. Sunny D. Sunny Delight, sold under the Sunny D name, may be the most recognizable example of the gap between juice branding and juice content in the entire beverage aisle. The product markets itself with bright orange coloring clearly designed to evoke orange juice, but it is officially classified by the FDA as a juice drink, not a juice, and its own ingredient information confirms water and high fructose corn syrup or sugar make up the majority of the formula, with only a small percentage of actual juice included. The company has never claimed to sell 100% juice, but decades of brand association with orange juice occasions have created a consumer perception that does not match what the FDA category actually requires. Brand 6 to skip. Snapple. Snapple has built a premium image around glass bottles, which makes its juice content gap more surprising to shoppers who assume the higher price reflects higher juice content. Several of Snapple's most popular fruit-flavored drinks, including Fruit Punch and Kiwi Strawberry, are classified under FDA rules as juice drinks rather than juice, with high fructose corn syrup or sugar appearing ahead of juice concentrate on the ingredient panel. Snapple does sell higher juice content options within its lineup too, which is the lesson here. Within a single brand, juice content varies enormously flavor to flavor, and the glass bottle tells you nothing reliable about what FDA category the liquid actually falls under. Brand 5 to skip. Minute Maid Fruit Punch. Minute Maid carries real credibility in the juice category because its orange juice line is a genuine 100% juice product, meeting the full FDA standard. The Fruit Punch variety, sold under the same brand name, however, is a completely different FDA category, classified as a juice drink with water and high fructose corn syrup as primary ingredients rather than juice concentrate. This is exactly the kind of brand confusion that makes label reading essential, since a shopper who trusts the Minute Maid name because of the orange juice line can easily assume that trust extends to every product carrying the same logo. Brand 4 to skip, Ocean Spray Cranberry Juice Cocktail. Ocean Spray deserves some credit here since the word cocktail is printed directly on the label, which under FDA rules signals added sweetener content rather than a pure juice claim. Cranberries are naturally extremely tart and essentially undrinkable in pure pressed form for most people. So the cocktail formulation has historically included added sugar or high fructose corn syrup to make the product palatable. The issue for shoppers is assumption rather than deception. Many people reach for cranberry juice cocktail believing they are getting the same nutritional density as 100% cranberry juice, when the added sweetener dilutes both the calorie profile and the actual cranberry concentration. Ocean Spray does sell a genuine 100% cranberry juice option separately, and checking for that labeling makes a meaningful difference. Brand 3 to skip, Welch's Juice Cocktail and Drink Lines. Welch's has built one of the most trusted names in American juice, largely on the strength of its 100% grape juice line, which we cover later in this video, because it genuinely earns that trust. The complication is that Welch's also sells a separate line of juice cocktails and juice drinks under the same brand name, in fruit punch and mixed berry flavors, falling under a completely different and far less regulated FDA category, listing water and added sugar ahead of juice concentrate. The brand recognition built by the legitimate 100% line creates a halo effect that makes shoppers less likely to scrutinize the cocktail line sitting right next to it on the same shelf. Brand 2 to skip, Capri Sun 100% Juice. This entry is currently the subject of active federal litigation. In 2025, a class action lawsuit was filed against Kraft Heinz in the Northern District of California, specifically targeting Capri Sun's 100% juice fruit punch product. The complaint alleges that despite being marketed as 100% juice, the product contains synthetic citric acid, a non-natural preservative, which the plaintiff argues misleads consumers into believing the product is composed solely of fruit-derived ingredients. This case remains unresolved as of this recording, but the fact that a formal federal complaint exists, alleging a product marketed under the 100% juice designation may not meet that standard, is itself a documented reason for caution rather than blind trust in front label claims. Brand 1 to skip, Naked Juice. Naked Juice takes the top spot because its case is the most thoroughly litigated and conclusively resolved example on this list. In 2011, a class action lawsuit was filed against Naked Juice and parent company PepsiCo, alleging the all-natural, non-GMO, and 100% juice labeling was false. The complaint identified synthetic ingredients including calcium pantothenate, synthetically produced from formaldehyde, along with genetically modified soy, inconsistent with the all-natural claims on the bottle. In 2013, PepsiCo agreed to a $9 million settlement and committed to removing the all-natural claim from its packaging. A federal court-approved settlement tied directly to the company's own labeling, not matching what was inside the bottle. Brand worth, buying Simply Orange. Simply Orange has built its entire brand identity around being not from concentrate, meaning the juice is pasteurized and bottled without ever being reduced to a concentrate and reconstituted with water, preserving more natural flavor compounds and nutrient density compared to concentrate-based juices. The ingredient label reads pasteurized orange juice and nothing else, meeting the full 100% juice standard with no added sugar, no water dilution, and no synthetic additives. Because the product is never frozen or concentrated, it requires more careful cold chain handling, part of why it commands a higher price than competitors, a difference reflecting a genuinely different and less processed product rather than just branding. Brand worth buying, Tropicana Pure Premium. Tropicana. Pure Premium carries the same not from concentrate distinction as Simply Orange, and the ingredient label confirms a single ingredient pasteurized orange juice with nothing added. This line should not be confused with other Tropicana branded products, since the company sells multiple juice drink and juice cocktail lines under the same name that do not meet the same standard. The labeling to look for is Pure Premium and not from concentrate, printed together on the carton, which signals a genuine 100% juice product without the added sugar or water dilution found in several brands covered earlier. Brand worth buying, Welch's 100% grape juice. This is the specific Welch's line that earns the trust the broader brand name carries, standing in direct contrast to the juice cocktail and juice drink lines covered earlier under the same company name. The ingredient label for Welch's 100% grape juice reads grape juice and ascorbic acid, simply vitamin C added for freshness preservation, with no added sugar or water dilution. Concord grapes used here are naturally high in sugar on their own, so the juice does not require added sweetener the way cranberry juice typically does. Checking specifically for the 100% designation, rather than assuming any Welch's product meets the same standard, is the deciding factor between this and the cocktail lines nearby. Brand worth buying: R.W. Knudsen Family. R.W. Knudsen Family has built its entire catalog around organic and 100% juice formulations, including several less common single fruit and vegetable juice varieties most major brands do not offer at all. Their standard lines list nothing but juice on the ingredient panel, with several varieties also carrying organic certification requiring independent third-party verification of the sourcing and growing practices behind the fruit. This brand is less widely stocked than the three above it, but it is increasingly available at Costco as demand for verified clean label juice has grown. Subscribe because we are checking every major Costco beverage category against the same federal labeling standard, so you stop paying juice prices for sugar water.